So how did we end up here? With the stressed out Carrie chain smoking in her own bathroom. So why should Kevin go F himself? Let's break down Kings of Queens Season 2, Episode 1. It all started with sweet Carrie waiting at Cooper's for Doug because she lost her house key. When Doug finally showed up, he was hooting and hollering about how exciting it was riding on Richie's motorcycle. So Spence suggested that Doug go ahead and get himself a motorcycle. Unfortunately, this suggestion would cost Carrie her health. King Doug showed no consideration towards his health, their finances, or even poor Carrie's feelings. He just declared that they're getting one. Carrie had to remind Doug of her own existence and inform Doug that getting a motorcycle was too dangerous. However, once Carrie left, Doug's friends reminded him the rules of the patriarchy and how as a man, he shouldn't consider his wife's feelings and just get one. And that's exactly what he did. He disregarded Carrie's feelings and decided to just get a bike. But there's only one problem. He still needed to break the news to his wife. So poor Carrie, patiently waiting for King Doug's decree, was wondering what it could be. Then suddenly, Carrie's father, Arthur, barges in to reveal that there's a motorcycle in the garage. Now poor Carrie has to face the reality that Doug doesn't care about her feelings. What is there for poor Carrie to do? How can she get her husband to listen to her? King Doug reminded sweet Carrie that that's how the patriarchy goes, and he can't allow her to tell him what to do. It's the next day, and King Doug is flaunting his new lifestyle in sweet Carrie's face. However, sweet Carrie has come to terms with this new lifestyle and decided to sport her new lifestyle as well. Because if we're doing what we want to do, then who cares, right? Wrong. Because King Doug wants to do what he wants to do, while poor Carrie just sits there and lives with it in silence. However, King Doug hates having this bike, but won't send it back just to prove a point. And while Doug is having a horrible time, Carrie is gaining a horrible habit. But enough is enough, and King Doug decides to get rid of the bike. However, not until he puts the blame on Carrie, stating, "I love that bike, but I'm getting rid of it for you." And when Arthur received the news, in his loving but misguided way, tried to give sweet Carrie some advice from a man raised in the 1920s, stating, "You don't want him to resent you, do you?" So sweet Carrie, feeling guilty, decides to go against her better judgment and repurchase the bike, going as far as even putting her life on the line, just to show allegiance to King Doug. But there's still one problem. King Doug hates the bike. Now sweet Carrie has to face the reality that King Doug was ready and willing to have her feel guilty for the rest of her life. And King Doug justified his actions by stating that he doesn't like how Carrie told him no in front of his friends. It questions his manhood, manipulating sweet Carrie to feel bad once again so that she could apologize. And not only did sweet Carrie have to apologize, but she also had to return the bike and is now addicted to smoking, while Doug walks away scot-free, leaving Carrie to once again drown in King Doug's wake.